We got the Legacy. We got the Legacy Black, I guess. That one was fantastic yesterday. The Legacy Red, the original intent. This is not the original intent. This is an Ecuadorian, Connecticut. Really nice looking. Look at that. Nice stout packet on that. And the thing is, how is it going to be with that wrapper as the binder now with the Ecuadorian? We'll find out. In my mind, this was going to be the least exciting, or least in the sense of the three. But I don't think it's going to be bad. So let's find out. All right. Quite lively, quite spicy. I was just at the range. We shot about 450 rounds. So I washed my hands, but I was doing all the reloading with magazines. So got a lot of lead on my fingers. So it's going to take... I washed my hands twice. Anyway, who gives a shit? Make sure you shoot guns at the range. Anyways, the finish is long and heavy for Connecticut. Spicy black pepper, rich cedar. It's good. It feels strong for Connecticut, but the whole blend doesn't have... It doesn't feel as complete as the red. The red is right. Let's just call it this. The red was right. This is still a good cigar, and this is strong for Connecticut, so that's really nice. And it's quite buttery and oily, and black pepper, a little red pepper too. With the way the wrapper changes, this whole, not only different wrapper, but then having that wrapper of the red as a binder in a different position. Because tobacco is not just tobacco, the position of the blend, that affects it too, a lot. And then you have size. But positioning, obviously, if you go from the same cigar in 50 to 52 versus the same cigar in 52, but you change the wrapper and binder, that's going to make a big change. So position is almost everything. Or it has a more percentage, where when you start changing size, it's going to affect the percentage of the cigar. But the difference between a 54 and 52 is a percentage, but how much? Depends on the blend, but it's not going to be 50% difference. It's not going to be, wow, a 54 Liga and a 52 Liga, it can't even taste like the same cigar. No, the 52 is just going to be a little more intense, a little stronger than the 54, but it's going to be, generally speaking, very similar profile. Whereas if you took a Liga number 9 and 52 and a T52, you change the wrapper, but it's the same size though. So clearly positioning, where the tobacco, the type of tobacco and the position it's in, will have a faster and a greater effect, a larger effect than gauge. Oh, but you can't say gauge doesn't have effect. But it'll be in that order, though. You know what I'm saying, though? So, clearly, the least difference would really, I think, would be length than gauge. And then, obviously, the blend itself and the wrapper. Because if you have a 5 or 6 inch cigar, but in the same gauge, it should be pretty similar, but just a little slower buildup. But if you have the same cigar in the same gauge, but you go from 54 to 52, or 50, you're going to have a little more spread than the blend. And then if you change wrapper, that is the blend itself. This isn't a bad cigar. This is very good, but I'm going to tell you right now. I like the 30th Connecticut better. I'm not just a sellout like, oh, whatever's new. No, this is good. But I'm going to tell you right now, so the 30th Connecticut is better than this. This is a very good cigar, though. And this is stronger than the 30 Connecticut. The 30 Connecticut blend, I thought, was a better blend, the way it hit. So this is still a very good cigar, very smooth, but it's very strong for Connecticut. And that's important. Get a little nutty now, oily, black pepper, but the whole profile, the way it's hitting me, it's smooth, but at the same time, it just feels like it's strong for Connecticut, if that makes any sense. So I'm not against this cigar at all. But in the 3, it would be the red is the best, the black is second. I'm sorry, the red is the best, the blue, the Maduro is second, and in this case, the Legacy Black would be the 3rd in the lineup. Whereas in the 30th anniversary, it was the sun-grown red, then the white Connecticut, and then the blue with the Maduro. Oh, I guess. Then again, I could be wrong. Is Perdomo keeping the color consistent? Was that black for the Connecticut? You understand what I'm saying? In the 30th, it's sun-grown Connecticut and then Maduro. In the Legacy, it's the sun-grown. Wow, it's a shade-grown, sun-grown. That being said, so the red. We're still going by the colors. In the Legacy, it's the red, then the blue, and then the black. So we had some similarities and non-similarities. This is not a bad cigar at all. And if you're looking for a strong, this is the strongest Connecticut that Perdomo made. So that's hitting a category. Categories are important. So if you said, hey, what's the strongest Connecticut shade Perdomo made? Well, this feels like, and this is a true Connecticut shade. Well, Ecuadorian Connecticut, but at this point, Ecuadorian Connecticut is Connecticut, right? Finish is quite long and heavy. This is not a bad cigar at all. If I was just reviewing this as a cigar, I would say this is great. And it is. But compared to the red or the blue, no. I'll come back. I'm not sure what they were going with this blend. This is extremely strong and spicy and heavy for a Connecticut shade. And I get it. So it's going to take the record as far as being the strongest Connecticut shade Perdomo's made. It's got that. So that's a cool thing where you can say, hey, what's the strongest Connecticut shade that Perdomo makes? Well, get the Legacy. As far as the construction, everything's perfect. As far as the profile, though, black pepper and jalapeno, quite spicy. I don't know if that really digs with, I'm trying to go for a Connecticut type of vibe. However, though, I guess if you want to go for a strong Connecticut, then it has that. I think this blend, though, on this one, kind of answers a question that nobody was really seeking out of a Connecticut shade. However, though, it gives a new solution to a problem that nobody was looking for. So it's unique. It's unique. Finish is very long and very heavy. Cedar, no charred wood on this one. Cedar, a lot of black pepper and jalapeno. There's a little sweetness on it, though, but it's not as massively sweet as the red or the blue. So, kind of confused on this one. Not a bad cigar at all. It's going to be a 4.6, though. It's not as good as the other two at all, by a long shot. And, there's one thing is strength. The other thing is the cigar, if the blend can handle it. It feels like it's pushing this blend too hard. And I had this thing sitting out of cellophane almost 24 hours, so it's not like it's too wet or anything. No, it's operating great. Don't be afraid to try this. At the same time, though, within the portfolio of the Legacy line, it's kind of interesting that the Connecticut shade is this strong. I don't see, like, I wish the Maduro would have been pushing. It's like a really strong medium full. There's no harshness in this. It's just, see, when you make a blend, this is how it hits. It's like a movie with the plot, you have the budget, then you have how the actors and how the actors act, and also how the actors deal with the plot and deal with the script and deal with each other, deal with the budget, and then all of it becomes the movie. And then the consumer, the audience, how they react to it, and then movies can change over time, perception, is the movie more about just being, it's good for a genre, but not a good movie in itself. So the point is, this cigar, and the jalapeno on the finish is really getting spicy. It's doing something that I'm not looking for in a Connecticut shade version of a cigar. I'm gonna need some time to contemplate on this. A little nutty as well, but in the end, it's very strong for Connecticut. The strongest Perdomo Connecticut, one of the strongest Perdomos ever had, and the strongest Perdomo Connecticut, period. So it has some unique things going for it. I just don't know Why? So if you want to be a little confused, go for it. This is like one of the first times where, because lots of times with Perdomo, almost every time, they make the same blend, binder, and filler, and they just change the wrapper. But still, it's not the same cigar if you have it in 3 versions. Forget about sizes, but generally 3 wrappers. In this case, they all had the same leaf, but one using as the wrapper, and the other 2 using it as the binder. And then those 2, one having Maduro and one having Connecticut, the Ecuadorian shade. So in a way, it had a lot of variables for this legacy line, but the blue, the Maduro, and then the red, the shade grown, it's really like a shade grown, sun grown, how dark it is. Those felt complete. This doesn't feel complete. This feels like a shot in the dark. I just don't know what the fuck they were doing with this blend. Although I'm not saying don't try it. For someone, if you're looking for really spicy, a complex spicy Connecticut, well, then I guess fuck it. This is your ticket. I'm going to end it with that. If you want very strong Perdomo Connecticut shade, a lot of black pepper and a lot of jalapeno, then go for it. For me, I won't buy the black anymore. The legacy black, I would go with the Maduro and the sun grown. No, well, sorry, the shade grown, but it looks like the sun grown because it's the red band and it looks like a sun grown. I digress. Not a bad cigar at all, but the profile, this is not for everyone. I'd be careful who smokes this. Not for newbies. And for guys that are really into cigars, a good like light shade Connecticut, like a Davidoff or a high-end Fuente, like a 20th. Guys who go more for luxury when it goes to Connecticut shade. You know, this is like aggressive, strong for Connecticut shade. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm gonna get out of here. Not bad. Interesting, but simply my opinion, too spicy for Connecticut, especially in the Perdomo lineup. But maybe Perdomo is changing things. I gotta give it to Perdomo with the legacy line that they change things up with changing not just wrapper, but making 2 of them having different binders than the other one, in a sense. Well, and the main one having a different binder wrapper than the other one. You know, the way they played with it. So at least they're adding some more variety in a new lineup, the way they do it. So they broke the mold with the legacy line, not just going, well, same blend, binder, filler, just different wrapper. I got to give it to. I like what they did with that. It's interesting. But this one's not a home run like the red or the blue. The legacy black, solid. Check it out. But it's just not a home run. Bands are solid. I'll see you around. Check out one if you want a real strong fucking Connecticut shade. That's your ticket.